Hi everyone, so today I thought I would read one of my favourite books, which is Superworm, and it's written by someone called Julia Donaldson that writes so many amazing books. But this is one of my particular favourites. I love it because it's filled with so many different animals. So I thought this afternoon what I could do is read this book and then creep around my garden and see how many of these bugs and insects and creatures which I could find in my own garden, and then over the weekend you could perhaps do the same. I am really hoping that I find a superworm in my garden. Superworm is super long, superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, watch him squirm, hip hip hooray for Superworm. Help! Disaster! Baby toad! He's hopped onto a major road! Quick, whatever can we do? Look, it's a superworm lasso! The bees are feeling bored today. They need a nice new game to play. Cheer up, bees, there's no need to mope. It's Superworm, the skipping rope. Beetle has fallen down a well. Is she drowning? Who can tell? Don't panic. It will be fine because it's a superworm fishing line. The toads, the beetles, the bees and the bugs, the brother snails, the sister slugs, Uncle Ant and Earwig Aunt clap and cheer as they chant, Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, watch him squirm, hip hip hooray for Superworm. The chant is carried through the air to a wizard lizard in his lair. He mutters in his servant's ear, find that worm and bring him here. The servant crow is black and grim, and everyone is scared of him. They all let out a fearful shriek as they see their hero in his beak. The wizard waves his magic flower. Now, Superworm, you're in my power. You must tunnel and coil and find me treasure in the soil. Superworm is very cross to have the lizard as his boss. But when he tries to slink away, the wizard's magic makes him stay. For days, he tunnels and twists and winds, but all the treasure that he finds are 2 small buttons and half a cork, a toffee and a plastic fork. The lizard flicks his angry tail. Have one last try, but if you fail to find that treasure down below, I'll feed you to my hungry crow. The crow was flapping through the night, and everyone looks up in fright. They see him perched upon an oak and listen to his dreadful croak. Superworm is good to eat. Superworm a special treat. He's juicy, fat and firm. Hip hip hooray for Superworm. Action, quickly, at the double. Superworm's in frightful trouble. We must help him if we can. We must hatch a cunning plan. The garden creatures leave their home carrying a honeycomb. They jump, they fly, they crawl and creep and find the lizard fast asleep. They chew the petals off his flower, they rob him of his magic power. The caterpillars fetch some leaves while busily the spider weaves. The web is strong, the web is tough, the web is plenty big enough. The wizard wakes, this isn't funny, I'm wrapped in leaves and stuck with honey. And up the bees and beetles fly and lift the web into the sky. This is the place, and bang, crash, thump. The lizard lands in the rubbish dump. And now from somewhere underground there comes a distant rumbling sound. The earth begins to heave, and then Superworm is back again. Superworm, the swing, the slide, the hula hoop, the fairground ride, Superworm, the belt, the hat, the cane, the train, the acrobat. Then toads, beetles, bees and bugs, brother snails and sister slugs, uncle ant and earwig aunt, clap and cheer and chant this chant. Superworm is super long, Superworm is super strong. Watch him wiggle, watch him squirm, hip hip hooray for Superworm! So that is the story of Superworm. I really love this one, and I think it would be quite an easy story to carry on. So if you would like to carry it on and see what you think maybe Superworm gets up to next, maybe you could think of things he could be used for, or perhaps you want to carry on writing about what happened to the wizard lizard after it got dropped in the rubbish dump. Because we don't actually know what happened to it. It got dropped there and it doesn't tell us anything else, but there are some seagulls and his crow is there. So maybe you could think of some ideas of what would happen to him next, or as I said, perhaps ways that the Superworm could save someone else's day. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go have a little creep around my garden and see if I can find any other animals, any bugs or beetles, anything which was featured in their story. And if I do, I'll insert little clips of what I find. So thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions, comments, please do leave them down below, and I will see you really soon. Bye!